The word biology was first used in Germany in the year 1800, and it was popularized by a French naturalist known as Jean Baptiste de Lamarck. Biology was coined from two Greek words, bios, meaning life, and logos, meaning study. It is a branch of physical science that deals with the study of living matter. Or simply put, biology is the study of life. There are different branches of biology. We have zoology, the study of animals, botany, the study of plants, virology, the study of viruses, and so on. In the 1800s, an English educator and biologist proposed the unifying themes. Thomas Henry Huxley proposed that the traditional segregation between zoology and botany was intellectually meaningless. So he proposed that they be studied together in an integrated manner. His proposal makes even more sense today because modern scientists have realized that there are many lower organisms that can neither be identified as plants or animals. These unifying themes of ease could be summarized using this mnemonic. I shared this mnemonic in our first video, in the overview video. Share him. So if you could just remember this mnemonic, you remember all unifying themes. Where S stands for structure and function. Structure and function are very much interrelated because for proper function, we need adequate structure. The cell is the basic unit of structure and function, particularly for multicellular organisms. Of course, there are other different parts or smaller units of function even in the cell. We have the different parts of the cell, we have the organelles in the cell, all performing their unique functions as well. We have heredity, which is the study of how genes and traits and characteristics are transferred from parents to their offsprings, where we would also look at variation. And E stands for evolution stroke emergent properties. Evolution is the change in heritable characteristics over successive generations, while the emergent properties are those properties that arise as we move up the hierarchy of life. The emergent properties could be summarized or remembered using this mnemonic, augurs. The emergent properties are a very major part of the unifying themes. Why? Because they encapsulate a lot of the characteristics under the unifying themes. a quick look at what orga stands for. O standing for order. As we move up the hierarchy of life, realize that organisms are more ordered, and this order leads to greater complexity in higher organisms, where R stands for reproduction. Reproduction is the ability of organisms to give rise to offsprings of the same species. And G stands for growth and development. There's information encoded in the DNA during reproduction to allow for adequate growth and development. And E stands for energy uptake and utilization. For organisms to stand any chance of survival, they need to consume energy and also utilize it. And the primary source of energy for living organisms is photosynthesis, the sun and the plants. And R stands for response to environment. For organisms to survive in their environment, they need to respond to external stimuli. And S stands for stability and homeostasis. You would realize why I said the emergent properties are a major chunk of the unifying themes when we go through the rest of the unifying themes. Stability and homeostasis is the ability of an organism to keep a constant internal environment even when there are changes in its external environment. Moving on with the other unifying themes, we have R, reproduction, as I said, the ability of an organism to give rise to organisms of the same species. H stands for homeostasis. Homeostasis is the maintenance of a constant internal or relatively constant internal environment, even when there are changes in an organism's external environment. I stands for irritability stroke interdependence. As I said, an organism has to respond to its external environment to stand any chance of survival. And interdependence, also very crucial. Interdependence is the process whereby organisms interact with each other, and this interdependence is very necessary for the perpetuation of life because organisms depend on each other directly or indirectly. And finally, M stands for metabolism. Metabolism is the process that allows for organisms to interact with their external environment, to exchange energy with their external environment. So remember, sharing for the unifying themes, and E as orgas. under it for the emergence properties. So once you remember these two mnemonics, you are good to go. Remember to take notes because it has been proven that taking notes, handwritten notes, writing it down aids memory. It improves the memory. It has been shown through research that writing down notes by hand, because of the many processes that are involved when writing by hand. So it's important to take notes. That said, check out the description. There are some important key points and notes that have been made available on this topic that's been treated today. I've also made available another very important resource that will be used throughout this course. So we've organized some important dates in biology, important events and their dates in biology. These dates are very important, especially for tests where you could be asked for when some event occurred. So instead of giving it to you very wholly, and it might seem daunting if it's given that way, we've actually organized them for each topic. So instead of looking at it without any direction, you could go over those important events after each topic. So go over the events for each topic after completing that topic. So be sure to access that in the description. If you found this video helpful, kindly give it a like and subscribe to this channel. See you next time.